As I have said before, I think Meghan and Harry were absolutely shocked when they understood the true meaning of financial independence. First off, the only time that Harry ever really worked, if we can even call it that, was when he had to do military training and he had to toe the line in that situation. Of course, I cannot say for sure if they allowed him to be lazy because of who he was, but who knows. Harry has never actually had to work for a living. Now, he did do some manual labor in Africa, sure, but he did say that was just for fun. Again, he has not had to actually work to make a living. Howie the man baby has always had everything handed to him on a silver platter, just like his father before him. Everything in his life was paid for. So, of course, there's no way that Harry could have really understood what financial independence entailed. And this brings us to the ideas that Meghan planted in his head. Now, after Meghan became an adult and after college, she did have to work for a living. See, before that, of course, her life was financed by her father, definitely not her mother. Meghan may have had some kind of part time job when she was in high school. She said she did, but I'm not fully convinced anyway. Anyway, if she really did have a job in high school, I'm sure it was just because her father was trying to teach her the value of a dollar, or maybe it was when she went to live with her mother. For most of Meghan's acting career, she didn't make very much money. Now, from Suits, apparently she did start to make some good money in the last 5 or 6 years of her career, so I guess that is where her net worth of $5 million comes from. Meghan also didn't even own her own home, so no capital gains there, and she almost always was wearing the same clothes, or she was begging for free clothing from stylists, so I guess she did figure out how to save. Meghan just thought that they could make money off of Harry's name, but that was quickly shut down by the late Queen. It was a pretty bad move on Meghan's part. Harry would have had no idea about how to go about any of this because he only finished high school, let's remember. He did not attend university like his brother did. He instead went straight to military school. Now, Harry did have the grades, probably from cheating, but anyway, he probably knew that he simply did not possess the intelligence necessary to survive in university. So then Harry began to understand that the Queen Mother's money and his late mother's money was not going to flood in when they asked for it, so that they could do with it whatever they wanted to. Actually, the person controlling the money from the Queen Mother is Princess Anne, and she changed the age at which Harry could get the money other than interest. And then she changed it again from 35 to 50, so Harry is not going to be able to access that money for quite a while. And then Diana's money is safely controlled by his Spencer aunts, and they're also following suit by limiting when and how much Harry has access to. We've got to remember the royals are very good about these things because so many princes have gone off the rails when it comes to money and lost everything, leaving them having to rely on the rest of the family. So these safeguards are also supposed to protect the money in case of a divorce. Harry did not want to sign a prenup, which was a very big mistake. Right now, everything in California is half and half, so Harry is screwed because that is all his money that they put into that stupid house. Meghan knew what all that meant, but see, she assumed they would be able to make more than enough money to support that lavish lifestyle that she demands. Well, now it looks like Harry is relying on Meghan to figure things out because he has no clue. Meghan thought that they were just going to continue to be rolling in it. She had visions of living in Frogmore House, entertaining Hollywood elites, dripping in diamonds. I cannot understand how she believed that she could get more fame and more money just thanks to marrying Harry. I have heard, though, that she did not understand that Harry was not as wealthy as she believed him to be. I mean, how much more money does Meghan really need? Meghan just assumed that because she married a prince, she wouldn't have to worry about money for the rest of her life. The jealous, envious, greedy Harry believed the lies that Meghan fed to him. Well, you know what? Tough luck. Harry needs to just suck it up and find himself a real job, and Meghan too. I don't know who they are. They feel so entitled to the lifestyle that they want, but I don't know why they think they deserve it. Meghan is at least, what, 45 years old? When is she going to grow up? I mean, what kind of idiot thinks that they're going to quit their job and still get the salary? What I worry about is if they get the divorce many people say they are heading straight towards, she might keep the invisible kids and force Harry to pay not only alimony but also child support. And then she'll just sit back and watch the cash flowing in. She should educate herself, though, about what Diana and Fergie got when they got divorced. They just got lump sums. I mean, as far as sitting back and watching the money flowing in, maybe Meghan should really slow down when it comes to spending because she married Harry. Well, that does not mean that she can just spend whatever she wants. Harry does not have access to the money that his father and brother have. Meghan is also not entitled to anybody else's money other than Harry's. Good luck if she believes the family is going to pay her as much money as she wants. She may find that Harry is happy to go home and leave her and those invisible children to figure things out. After all, they're a lot more American than they are British at this point. And let's look at Prince Andrew. Well, he has a habit of overindulging himself in pleasure rather than temper his instincts, and nobody seems to have succeeded in teaching Andrew how to discipline himself appropriately and play the role of the good, supportive son to the late Queen and brother to now King Charles. So is it true that the late Queen decided that she needed to just accept Andrew as he was? Most likely, because maybe he had a much greater tendency to ruin himself in the way that Harry has. But for the helpful hand of Andrew's mother and father, thankfully he didn't completely destroy his life. We do not know what Andrew would have been like if not for his parents, who seem to have kept him from utter failure. That said, Prince Andrew showed a lot of respect for his mother, but not his brother. So now it's the king's responsibility to take matters into his own hands. His brother has to leave Royal Lodge, only it's going to have to be by force because Andrew is not taking the hints that he's supposed to move into Frogmore Cottage. Apparently, Andrew was a big fan of his 30-room mansion on acres of land, but he's a non-working royal and he's living in a palace. He needs to have some dignity for once and just leave on his own. And as for Harry, if his mother had not passed away in such a horrific car accident, then maybe he could have turned out a little better. Not a lot better, because of course the late Princess Di had her hands full with him, and she already had him in therapy to deal with his bad attitude. Once she passed away, Prince Charles and most other members of the family just let Harry off the hook a bit too much. So Harry's natural cruel streak really came out, and his problems were not dealt with as they would have been if Diana had survived. People felt sorry for him, especially members of his own family, which gave Harry more than enough space to hurt animals if he wanted to, which is really a scary sign to start with. And then Harry went on to abuse sex workers in various times and places. I'm sorry, but Harry is not a good person. He was just polished up so that we would believe the palace PR spin doctors who invented this kind, noble, sweet Prince Harry. Ever since he discovered Meghan, though, he has only gotten worse. Harry has adopted his wife's nasty habits and he has incorporated them into his own life. I'm talking about drug abuse, overuse of alcohol. These are a daily part of his life now. And now he even wants to lie about himself and his family, too. As bad as he may be, at least he didn't lie about his brother or Catherine the Princess of Wales or his father and Queen Camilla. Harry at one point even said that he liked Camilla, but then Meghan entered the picture and he started lying about all his family members too. These days, Harry is so high it sounds like he has completely ruined his brain. He can't even remember his past anymore, and he's only 38 years old. It's like he's got early onset dementia thanks to all that drug use. As long as Harry stays with Meghan, I think he's only going to get worse. And the sad thing is, King Charles cannot really do a lot other than encourage Harry to get help and to maybe go to rehab. Of course, Charles can take away titles and he can take away homes, but he has other priorities right now. I suspect some nasty repercussions are heading Harry's way, and some of it is thanks to the lack of PR polishing that Harry will not ever get again. King Charles has the power, and Prince William is not going to ever cover for Harry again. After the coronation, I'm guessing the king is going to focus a lot more on moving Andrew and Harry completely out of sight. That is his responsibility, because one is his brother and the other is his son. His son is his responsibility within the monarchy, and the kingdom has to come before a traitorous son. I don't think this is too much for the king to handle. He is running the show, he's in charge, and he's going to deal with these problems after the coronation. The royal family usually does not have coronations to attend, so of course they're all focusing on that for now. But after the celebration, he's going to have a lot more time on his hands to deal with Harry and Andrew once and for all.